Okay, I think some of you have seen it, but I'm not sure everyone has. Recently, at a mixer for a Senate Republican candidate running in the state of Arizona, there was a little, there was a whole brawl that occurred. Now, what had transpired was there was an individual who showed up in a Black Lives Matter t-shirt. And the attendees of the mixer clearly did not want this individual to remain at the location. They were very, very rude from Jump Street. Now, this individual offered to pay the $10 fee so he could be at the mixer. And they were like, no, we don't want your money. Get out of here. I mean, it was very, very... It was very, very... I'm looking for the words with this. Uncivil, to say the least. Because this individual was not hostile. He didn't come in with any weapons or threatening anyone. He wasn't fighting people. He just showed up at a mixer. Now, bear in mind, conservatives are the main people who say that folks like us are uncivil, hostile. But if you watch the video from start to finish, you really see who is truly uncivilized, hostile, and who really are the savages. I mean, it turned violent. And you say, where was the Senate candidate? The Arizona Senate candidate in all of this? Well, he plays an integral role in all of this shit. He's one of the individuals that got violent at his own mixer. Can you imagine this? Now, the candidate that we're speaking of is Blake Masters. Blake Masters, for all intents and purposes, is a Nazi. Yes, you heard me. He's a Nazi. Now, he clearly didn't like that this individual has shown up and crashed his mixer. Perfectly understandable. But just because someone shows up with a t-shirt that you don't like, wearing a mask, just because someone does this, doesn't give you the right to physically assault them. And this is what Blake Masters did. He physically assaulted a 73-year-old man. Threw him to the floor. Now, Blake Masters is also a bold-faced liar. Because he said the reason he threw this elderly 73-year-old man to the floor was because he punched a woman. He saw him punch a woman. Now, it's a good thing all of this is on video. And it's a good thing that I watched the video multiple times. And you know what I didn't see anytime I watched the video? I didn't see what Blake Masters said occurred. Not once. Well, let me tell you what I saw. And then you can go and watch the video. It's all over the internet. Basically, what I saw was a woman reaching for the individual's GoPro camera, telling him to turn off filming and recording. And he told her no. And then she slapped this individual. And she balled up her fist. You can clearly see she's got a balled fist. And she rears back and punches the individual in the neck. And then as he's moving her arm aside, touching her, that's when Blake Masters comes over and body slams this individual. This individual never assaulted that woman. She was the one that started hitting him first. And the only thing he did was move and touch her to defend himself from being punched. And Blake Masters bold-faced lied and said that this individual, a 73-year-old man that he body slammed, he bold-faced lied and said that this man punched this woman. And we have the video. Now get this. Because all Nazis are always on code. The Pima County Sheriffs charged this individual with trespassing and touching to provoke. And the individual in question said, wait a minute. If you're going to charge me, aren't you going to also charge them as well? And the Pima County Sheriff, they said, no, we're not charging them. They're fine. They're just like us. We're all Nazis. But you're the troublemaker. Now, Arizona, you gotta stop and you gotta think. You got a Senate candidate that's body slamming 73-year-old elderly men to the floor. And this is the person that wants to represent the entire state. Because a Senate seat is a statewide Senate race. Meaning you represent all the citizens in Arizona. Not just your Nazi friends. but everyone in Arizona. Based off of that type of behavior, I don't think he would be too good of a representative for everyone in the state of Arizona. I mean, if you're body slamming 73-year-old elderly men because they wear a t-shirt and show up to your mixer, you can only imagine what he would do to the rest of the citizens who might disagree with him. And the lunatic from Mar-a-Lago would, of course, endorse this Blake Masters clown. Notice how the lunatic from Mar-a-Lago always finds the worst scum of the earth to provide his stamp of approval. I'm just like, whoa. This is at a mixer. Bear in mind, this is a Republican Party gathering. They can't even behave themselves at a mixer. You gotta go and listen to the commentary of the individuals that were in the room. They're full of hate. Full of hate. You can't tell me that that's not the crowd that probably participated in some lynchings in this country. Oh, that's the lynching type. Oh, for sure, that's the lynching type that were in that room. You hear me out, and you hear me well. That's the crowd who used to go all around America lynching black Americans. That's that crowd. You could hear the hatred. You could see that they were all Nazi demons in that room. I mean, the whole room was filled with Nazi demons. This is disqualifying for Blake Masters. Full stop. This is disqualifying. He ought to resign and get out the race. He's trying to justify it, but the video. Blake, there's a video. It's 9 minutes. We can rewind it, fast forward, stop and play. At no point in time does the individual wearing the Black Lives Matter t-shirt ever punch or assault anyone. There's an elderly lady that attacks him. And then Blake Masters runs over and body slams this elderly man. The same Blake Masters who recently said that black Americans are responsible primarily for gun violence in America. Based off of what statistics, I don't know. He'll probably point to Chicago. As though there's no gun violence anywhere else in America besides Chicago. Quite a bit of gun violence happening in Florida and Texas. Uvalde, the last time I looked, is nowhere near Chicago. Buffalo, which which is closer to Chicago, is still not Chicago. So, this Nazi clown, Blake Masters, running in the Senate in Arizona, I don't think he's going very far. But I wanted folks to be aware of just how dangerous this individual is. If you're running for office and you're body slamming 73-year-old elderly men just because they come to your event in a Black Lives Matter t-shirt, what can you infer that this individual is more than likely capable of doing if he's allowed to become a senator this November? So Arizona, use some good judgment like you did in 2020. And please avoid voting for Blake Masters. And then you have a gubernatorial race too, where the individual in the Republican Party is calling for the Democratic Secretary of State, who's a candidate for governor, to be imprisoned. Yeah, they have Carrie Lake. She's calling for her opponent to be in prison for a stolen election in 2020. They're still on this. They're still on Arizona was stolen. Now I can see if they were on Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Georgia. But didn't Cyber Ninja run a whole clown show circus operation for weeks on end where they counted votes? You remember Cyber Ninja, right? The crazy far fringe conservative organization that claimed that they were integrity monitors for elections. They counted all the ballots in one county, Maricopa County. And they ended up finding more votes for Joe Biden. Oh shit. And they ended up saying that Arizona went for Joe Biden. Oh shit. So I ask you, what leg do Carrie Lake and Blake Masters have to stand on when they lied to the citizens of Arizona and say that the election was fraudulent? When their own Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs group folks counted the ballots and said no, Joe Biden actually won the state of Arizona. What league do they have to stand on? Absolutely none. It's all political. Look, the lunatic from Mar-a-Lago might have told the big lie. But Blake Masters and Carrie Lake are not only continuing to spread the big lie, they're doing a lot of lies themselves. Blake Masters lied and took to Instagram and Twitter and said that this man punched that woman and that's why he body slammed. Blake Masters is a bold-faced liar. Blake, you're a bold-faced liar. Nobody punched that woman. It doesn't happen. It's not in the video. You didn't see shit. You're a liar. Now, if we didn't have video, Blake Masters would have gotten away with lying on this individual. It would have been his word versus Blake. I never believe a Nazi, so I never would have believed Blake Masters, but it would have been his word versus Blake. But because we have full video footage and evidence, which the Pima sheriffs now want to receive and request it. And a word on that, hey Pima County sheriffs, maybe you should take a look at the video footage first before you decide to charge. Because maybe then you would charge the right people for the crimes they commit. You know what the sheriff said? He said, we don't have any time to deal with grown adults acting like children. So if people assault other people, I guess the Pima County sheriffs don't help you out. I'm telling you, Nazis, they stay on code. The Nazis stay on code. It's the rest of us fuckers that don't stay on code. But these Nazis, they definitely stay on code. You had the dispatcher arguing with the individual who was just assaulted. And then you had the Pima County sheriffs who still haven't arrested Blake Masters for assault. If I was that individual, I would press charges against Blake Masters. Clearly he assaulted him. And if Pima County doesn't want to do their job, then I would press charges outside of that county. I would also sue Blake Masters for any type of medical bills that it will occur due to that assault. You know, this is what the Republican Party is working with nowadays. I think people really have to come to grips and terms with this. That the Republican Party has gone full-on Nazi and white savage. We're trying to steer away from the word supremacy because there's nothing supreme about trash. That's complete Nazi trash. You're lucky you have a choice in Arizona this November between someone who's actually served their country and is a respectable and decent public servant, as opposed to, well, someone at their own mixer body slamming an individual who's 73 years old. Make the right choice, Arizona.